Hello and welcome everybody to 2026. In 2026, Rory McIlroy won the Masters. Tour Edge comes out with this, a zero torque putter. What does that mean? I don't know. It's interesting how putters have kind of taken over the discussion again because of marketing. And I want to discuss this putter in particular. It's brand new. I bought this with my own money. I know this is very rare. The vintage golfer buying a brand new club. I tried a whole bunch of clubs, whole bunches. I tried lab putters. I tried the TaylorMade zero torque putters. I tried the Wilson zero torque putters. I tried this one and I was like, this was my favorite. Mostly because of looks. They all feel the same to me. They are not exactly the same. They feel very similar, a lot of them. So we're going to talk about that. I'm probably going to pull off some of these labels. They've just, it's been a long road. So I want to talk about this Tour Edge putter, which I paid for with my own money. Let's get this on the review table and have a closer look. This is what zero torque looks like, a chunk of metal sitting on a table. All right, so it's a ZT-1 up here in the toe corner right here by the face. It has the TE logo, Tour Edge underneath it. It has this line right here with some Morse code on either side and 0T, which as a man doesn't always sound great. What is 0T? Does that apply to me? I don't know. Should I be taking a supplement? Who knows? As we spin around, you'll notice like there are these fangs here, and you can see that there's actually this hole right here. It's like some sort of Romulan warbird. Not that I'm a Star Trek nerd, but that might be what I thought of, all right? Don't judge. And that comes down in between these two lines. So you can see there's two lines that run the length of this bottom portion, and there's this big line in front of the center shaft for the zero torque applications. It is kind of hollowed back here too. Not sure if you're going to be able to see that on the face. The face has these horizontal lines across it. And at address, you can see all three lines pretty clearly right there. Looks pretty good. I still have the sticker. I bought this new, so you can still hand built in the USA. Does that mean assembled? Was this made in the US or was it just assembled in the US? It doesn't say. Anyway, so there's all this warranty and made in the USA, stepless shaft, zero torque, KBS, C-Tour putter 120. If that means anything to anybody, you can say I got the 34-inch version and the Tour Edge branded grip. So it looks and feels like there's no torque going on here. So let's move over to our putting green and hit a few shots. Let's actually hit it and talk a little bit about the science behind it. The science behind a zero torque putter is if you are a robot and you maintain the lie angle perfectly through your whole backswing all the way to impact, then your face will be exactly where it left. If you maintain that robotic, perfect pendulum swing with maintaining that lie angle. Is that humanly possible? No, it's not humanly possible to do that perfectly every time, okay? So there's going to be torque. Low torque is a better word for that. And we're talking about axial torque, the rotation of the head, okay? The other thing about zero torque putters is they're just not as forgiving as a mallet putter. Weight for weight, size for size, shape for shape, design for design. You put a heel shafted plumber's neck on a putter with offset, it's going to be more forgiving. You're talking about angular acceleration with MOI. Than a zero torque putter. A zero torque putter's onset, center of gravity, very easy for any mishit to pull that ball either direction, and also very easy for your hands to manipulate that. Whereas a high MOI putter, like a spider putter, will resist that twisting. Okay, so weight for weight, all things being equal, not as forgiving. Now, the other thing, some ideas with zero torque putters are more valid than others. One thing that I've heard in the shop, I don't know if this is a manufacturer's claim, but I heard people promoting this in the shop, in the pro shop, is they say, oh, even if you do flare it open, gravity will bring it back square at impact. Gravity, if you flare that open and drop it, that face is still going to be open when it hits the ground. So you're applying torque to it to flare that face open. Okay, axial torque, you flare that open. There's going to be angular momentum as that flares open. So as you flare that open, angular momentum, which you're going to have to overcome by, guess what? Applying a torque to it, an axial torque, to bring that face square. Now people say, oh, well, gravity does that through your muscles and skeletal system. Oh, okay. So back to technique, back to it's what you bring to the table. So it's not the putter, it's you, okay? Now, so it's just funny how people say things. You're just like, well, that doesn't make sense. Look at the science behind it. It's not gravity. It's your biomechanics and your muscles and you applying torque to a zero torque putter. That brings it back to square, okay? Just to be clear. Let's hit a putt. Enough talking. We're going to start by applying a lateral torque. You have to apply torque to a putter. Zero torque. Okay, we're going to apply a lateral torque. And we're going to hope that there's no axial torque on this, okay? So, nice little putt there. Maybe a little bit pacey. Okay, I can hit a hole with it. Now, to me, I have to try very hard to hit that putt. If you're new to golf, you might be able to pick this up super quick. And if you're new to golf, maybe you should try a zero torque putter straight out of the gate because statistically, these can perform very well. So if you learn how to putt with one of these, it might benefit you more than trying other types of putters. A mallet putter or a zero torque putter, try them both out, see which one works best for you. But to me, as a seasoned golfer, not a good golfer, a seasoned golfer, I'm used to using a bladed putter, okay? Like this Ping ZB or a Ping Zing, where it feels, there's a weight here and I can feel it. It's like a hockey stick. I can feel where the putter is. And to me, it just feels like a more athletic sort of, I totally hit that fat. It feels like a more athletic putt. This is great for promoting the zero torque putt. The ZT-1 is better because you don't hit it fat. But a mallet putter, to me, also has very similar benefits as a zero torque putter, just more forgiveness. Okay, so, and you can see the line, you can see the alignment lines. That's, Ping makes a great low torque option where you can see the lines. So with zero torque, some of it I think is overblown with like science. You're like, that's not science working for this. It's science proving that it's not zero torque. You can try, people like the pencil grip with it, with the two fingers here and the thumb, and then they just try to rock it. You might as well use a croquet mallet. It's like, really? But you can't go between the legs. And to me, zero torque putters, if you could like just hit it like a croquet, I think that would be the best time to have a zero torque putter, in my opinion. But, there are rules with golf, and so it is not so. Okay, let's hit one more with this. I really like the look, like at address. Just those two lines. And because the way that this comes up over those lines, you can tell if you're right over it or not. If this black part is covering one of these lines, it's easy to tell, oh, I'm leaning out too far, or I'm not over the putter. And so for me, it's very easy to align. I really like this. Tor Edge did a great job designing this putter. That big, bold white line in front and those two lines on either side. I just feel like this is exactly, it suits my eye. And I left that short. So yes. I love looking down at this putter. When it comes to zero torque putters, this was by far my favorite one to look at. It just gives me everything, all the feedback I need. I'm directly over the putter head. Easy to see that I'm lined up where I want to be. And the other thing that just happened there is because I'm making a review here, normally I like to look at the ball. People like to look at the front of the ball. I actually look at the back of the ball. And so usually I look at the back of the ball. That time I was talking about the putter and thinking about the putter. So I actually watched the putter head go back. So if I actually look at the ball here and do my normal stroke, man, I zinged that one. I hammered that into the back of that hole. But either way, it was aligned. So there you go. It speaks volumes to it. Good job, Tor Edge. This is, I really like the face too, the way that it's milled like this with those nice ridges. It sounds and feels really good. It doesn't have a tingy sound, but it feels solid and it feels solid. I'm not a huge fan of like really soft face inserts. So yes. This is, to date, my favorite zero torque putter. In conclusion, the two topics we're going to hit on, the ZT-1 as a putter and then zero torque putters as a whole. Okay, so ZT-1, to me this is as good as most of the zero torque putters, and to me my favorite, mostly because of looks. You know, it reminds me of, I have it right here, my 7S. Okay, just it feels, you know, not that different, just to my eye. Yeah, I mean, you can say they are different, but it feels like is a word used to compare two different things, but they're different. Yes, we know, that's why we use the word like, but it reminds me of that. Now, to me, this is a quality product. I like the grip, I need to still peel these stickers off, and the head, it looks good, feels good. I like the grooves on the face, the alignment lines, the color, beautiful, okay? I kind of like the glossy sole too. It's kind of like bling, can I get some glare off of it? Anyway, so I like it. And that's why I got it. To me, this is as good as all the other zero torque putters. Is there one that might stand out above the rest? Maybe, I don't know. I haven't found it yet. So to me, this is as good as any of the other zero torque putters. And Tour Edge is pretty local to me. It's just a couple hours away from where I live. So do I like this? Yes, just not as much as the putter I've been using for the last few years, because I'm used to that one. I've been putting with that kind of putter, this one, like the Zing style putter, for the last 27 years at the making of this video in 2026. So I'm used to this style putter, and it's going to take a little bit of practice, I think, for anything to overcome 20 years of experience. So it has potential. As far as like, how is this going to work for me personally, TBD. But I really like it. I like the look, I like the quality, manufacturer, the design, the look, the feel, the sound, all of it. Good. Is it worth $200? For me, yeah. I'm a reviewer, remember? I wanted to experience different things. I want to have this for a long term and practice with a zero torque putter for a long time, not just going to shops and just hitting them occasionally, okay? So for me, this is a yes. I'm pleasantly happy with how much I paid for it and the quality that I got. Let me know your experience in the comments below with the ZT-1 putter. Now, zero torque putters. All right, now, here we go. Okay, zero torque putters. I hear things talking to people. They're like, yeah, zero torque putters are the best if you have the right technique. If that's a conditional statement for you, if you have the right technique, a bladed putter, you know, is perfect if you have the right technique. So is a mallet putter. You know, you get a big old spider putter and you're just like, oh, you have the right technique, you can win the Masters. Rory did it with his spider putter this year. You know, it's like, what does that mean? Brain surgery is easy if you have the right technique. Thanks for that. So zero torque putters, to me, they're this ballooning fad because companies want to make money, and so they're going to push their, you know, croquet technology from the 1700s. It's zero torque, like a croquet mallet or a baseball bat. Been around for hundreds of years. Brand new technology. Good, way to go. And so people are buying into it. They're like, yeah, we want to adopt a special technique and be very passive with their hands and feel numb, and, you know, it's just like, and we want less forgiveness. Yes, sign me up. What? Okay. To me, that's hype. Now, in my mind, there will be a certain percentage of you watching. There'll be a certain percentage of the population that golfs who will perform better with a zero torque putter than I already used a spider putter. Let's use the 7. Okay. There will be people who, like, a mallet putter will perform better than a zero torque putter, but there is a population where the zero torque putter will perform better than their mallet putter. There will be. There's just their stroke, the way that they swing, the way that they can adopt it, and they feel, you know, it feels right. With statistics that we're looking at from my Golf Spy, if somebody was brand new and didn't have a 20-year bias like I do using bladed putters, and they said, well, should I use a mallet putter or a zero torque putter? What should I learn on? For some people, it might be beneficial. And again, I'm not a fitting professional. You need to go talk to a fitting pro, find a local PGA certified professional, and have them give you advice. And it wouldn't surprise me because of statistics if some percentage of you out there get the feedback of, yes, you should learn on a zero torque putter because that's what's going to improve your game the most. And the other thing that I would say, and this is just a cautionary thing in my experience, is be careful with weight. Some zero torque putters, because they are not forgiving, they are unforgiving, they try to add a lot of weight. And when you have a lot of weight, the velocity of your ball leaving your face changes a lot more on simple and small changes to the velocity, the momentum of your club, because there's so much weight there. And so if you go a little bit faster, your ball's going to go 10 feet further than it would with a lightweight putter. So if you struggle with distance control, you might, this is my experience, again, everybody, it varies, but in my experience, if you struggle with distance control, maybe a slightly lighter putter. And if your putter just feels too light, obviously you need to balance that out. You don't want to go too light, but in my experience, like a lighter weight bladed putter or zero torque putters are pretty good at long range putts. So something to consider with zero torque putter. The other thing that I don't like, that I think Ping addressed really well with their putters, is I don't like center shafted clubs as much because they interfere with that center line. Ping does a great job putting that dot up front and that nice line. I mean, it looks very good and you can stay focused on the ball. I mean, it just looks so good. So definitely I would say maybe not a true zero torque putter, but a low torque putter. Ping makes some great putters. I mean, they won, who was it? Wyndham Clark won the US Open with one of their putters. I mean, obviously for his stroke, it worked perfectly, okay? Your mileage may vary. But let me know your thoughts. I'm actually excited to try one of those Ping. I actually haven't hit one of those Ping putters that was used to win the US Open. But as far as zero torque putters go, this one is very reasonable. Zero torque putters, as good as any other putter out there, depending on your swing and your biomechanics and what you want to feel. So that said, I'm excited to read your thoughts in the comments below about the ZT-1, about Tour Edge, about zero torque putters. I need to thank all the people on Patreon for your support. Thank you, everybody on Patreon. I can't speak highly enough about these wonderful people who support this channel and keep me motivated to continue to make this content. What we've managed to accomplish together is create the largest video library of vintage golf equipment on YouTube. So thank you to all my patrons. You can join us, just $1 a month. It really helps out the cause. Even if it means we break off and make a video about a new putter, which in 20 years will be considered vintage. Another way you can support this channel is by visiting my Amazon shop. I'll put a link in the description below. I am an Amazon associate. I make proceeds from qualifying purchases. Thank you everybody for watching. Please subscribe if you enjoyed this content. I am the Vintage Golfer. It's been a few days. Still, the tags are on it. We are going to see how these come off. Because surely they're not paper. They wouldn't just like fall apart when we try to take these tags off. Because we're past that, right? We live in the modern era where these sticker things are easily removed. It already feels like paper. So one of the other interesting things about this putter, which I didn't talk about, is the head cover. You need like a center shafted, but like not just like a center shafted, but like an onset center shafted putter. So it has to go really deep. Not a huge fan of that head cover. And the idea of, oh, just get her a new one. Well, they're not as common, those deep center shafted zero torque putter style head covers as you might think. I might just time lapse this because this is going to take a few laps around the block here.